Coach, how big of a boost do you get from having the super seniors come back like Crockett and Brooks?
Well, it's big. I mean, Crockett's one of the leading rebounders in the conference, and to be able to have her for an additional year is huge for our program.
You got Garabeth Self now, a third-year sophomore. How does her leadership role continue to expand now?
Well, it's big, Lou. You know, for her to be able to come back healthy this year, you know, she wasn't really able to get going last year. Coming back, you know, being freshman, the reigning freshman of the year before, and just being injured the entire year last year. You know, she's got a fresh slate this year. It's the year over again, you know, and so it's just such a boost for her to be able to come back and have the year, just a fresh start, and to be able to play, you know, it's a redo for her. And so we're excited about that. She's got incredible leadership skills. You know, she's grown so much since she's been here, and we're looking forward to a great year from her.
When you look at the roster, it's a huge freshman class because obviously you got the ones who got the COVID year back, and then you got a big freshman class coming in. How much do you think that year just under the belt of the second-year freshmen are going to help?
It's big. You know, it's big. I mean, you know, they had the year with so many challenges, so much controversy, and that can only help them. You know, it can only help them grow and mature and be better, not just better basketball players, but better leaders, you know, better listeners, better teammates. And, you know, they had experience in the conference against some really good teams. And, you know, some of those players are back and some of them aren't. And so they've got an advantage. They've got an advantage to be able to help the incoming freshmen, the true freshmen, have adjustments and make adjustments that they weren't able to make last year. You know, and now they're able to lead them a little bit better and able to, you know, to redo that freshman year. You know, they've got a redo. You know, I mean, who gets that? This is, you know, in an unlikely circumstance that, you know, in a normal year you'd never get, you know, so they've got to be able to take advantage of that.
How much does it help them when we talk about those freshmen, you got the extra year, and then your super seniors combine those two together? How much does that help, though, enhance growing the culture you're trying to build?
Well, it's been big. You know, we see wins every day on the inside. You know, when you're flipping a program that's been down for so long, you know, we're able to see those wins, those culture wins daily. You know, we see them in community service. We see them in little things. We saw them the other night when we had an athletic wide event. We saw them in the summer when we all made, you know, incredible advancements in our summer grades. You know, we see them in workouts. We see them in little things that we do, you know, and we call those big culture wins. And we've seen them throughout the course, you know, of the program development. And we're anxious to see them, how they're going to carry on to the court this year.
During this preseason, I'm not talking about non-conference play, but during this preseason, what would define success for your program?
Well, you know, again, we want things to carry over, you know, and this has been, we knew what we took over, you know, we knew what we took over. Obviously, we didn't know that COVID, you know, would cause somewhat of a pause in those things. But, you know, we knew the challenges that we were going to have coming in. But, you know, I think we want to make some advancements. We want to win. You know, we've got some kids here that have won. You know, they're coming in with, you know, some great resumes. However, we've got a tough league, you know, but we want to see some wins. And you know, I think we've got a group that can do that. You know, we don't have any question about that. But, you know, we're going to see it somewhere along the way. We're going to have a momentum swing. You know, every program has it. You know, we saw that in football the other day. You know, we're going to see that somewhere along the line for us. And, you know, a big step for us this summer was, you know, in the classroom. The next step for us is seeing some wins on the court, you know, and we're seeing some wins, you know, inside our program in practice. You know, so we're excited about, you know, those next steps on the court.
Obviously, this is the first official practice. You've had some developmental work this summer. Are there some new names that our fans should look forward to seeing on the floor this year contributing?
Well, you bet. I mean, you know, bringing up Kyron Whittington again. You know, Kyron is, you know, a returning freshman. You know, she was a freshman last year, but is a COVID freshman. And I'm not sure what we're classifying her, you know, the COVID freshman. But Kyron is a special talent. You know, we're excited about, you know, watching her and letting our fans see her live, you know, not just virtually, but live, and of course, and, you know, on ESPN. But, you know, and she's going to be a fun player to watch. And seeing a healthy GB a healthy Garabeth self. But in our freshman class, I think Asia Sam is one of the best shooters that we've signed. She's one of the best shooters to have come out of the state of Louisiana. She'll be a fun player to watch. And Bree Sutton is a really fun guard. She's very fun with the ball, and I think she'll be an exciting player for our fans to watch.